start with another cube. And I'm just going to put my first step in place. And I'll scale it across. Now, a good little tip here is, you see how I'm scaling it, scaling from the middle, and it's quite hard to just keep kind of getting precisely in the right place. So what I can do is I can hold down the D key and hold down the B key, and you'll notice the kind of manipulator changes a bit in the middle. And if I hold down middle mouse button, I can snap it. So what I'm doing is a vertex snap. So I'm snapping the pivot to a vertex. Now a vertex is, if you're on vertex mode, it's these little purple things. So each polygon has 4 vertexes normally, and 4 edges. So it just helps me kind of get it tight to that corner there, but then also when I scale it out, helps me just get it snug there. Like, but obviously you can also use that as well. The vertexes kind of weren't really precise, but it doesn't actually matter. Quite like it if it kind of sinks into the wall a bit, because it just looks like it blends in anywhere. I'm going to have all these kind of details, like the skirting boards and stuff, that are going to cover the edges anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's an important thing to know about, is like modelling stuff out. It just doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be fully like realistic to life for this kind of thing. There maybe is times where it does need to be. But not for this. There's the first block stairs. And what I want to do here actually is I want to delete some faces. So I'm always trying to keep my polygon count down for the scene in general. It just helps with render times and kind of the speed of the scene. So I don't want any needless polygons that no one's going to see anyway. So if I just press Control 1 on the keyboard, I can isolate an object. So Control 1 isolates, and now why this is useful is I can come in to the object here, and I'm going to delete the back panel of the step, because I'm never going to see that. So it's like, imagine it's the back of that step, so I can go. And also the bottom. You're never going to see the bottom underneath. Could probably do this side, but I'll just leave that one. But I'm just going to clean it up there and get rid of it. See, I'll never ever see that. Got that there. So now, what we're going to do is have to kind of duplicate, make a few steps going up. So I don't actually need the wall at this point, so I'm just going to keep that out of the way so I can see my object properly. If I want to really focus in on this, I press the F. F focus or framing it, and it kind of helps you see it better. So the first thing I'm going to do is duplicate. So I'm going to go Control D. So what that does is duplicate my model. And also, this seems to be a new feature. Well, it might have just been there a while, but if you hold down Shift, you'll see the word clone comes up, and it clones it. So it's pretty much duplicating it. Just maybe a bit of a shortcut. See if it is the same thing. Yeah, so it just makes a new cube. Actually, while we're on the outliner, which is one of the topics yesterday, I'm just going to like main walls for now. And then what else we got? Step. Made 3 steps now. That's kind of the good thing about the outliner. I had no idea I had 3 cubes on top of one there, so I'd have never known. That could cause little glitchy issues. So if I run through my outliner, I know what's there. So I've just got those 2 cubes now. It's good. So let's run through a few ways of, instead we don't want to have to duplicate it, clone it, move it up, and just do this time and time again, because there's about 2, 4, 6, 13 stairs, 14 stairs there. We don't have to do this process the same, so let's kind of help ourselves speed up that process. And so remember what I showed you earlier about having that pivot? You notice there's still a little gap there. If you want to really kind of push them together, I can hold down V now, and I can just snap it perfectly. So I could be anywhere in the scene, and you can snap it like that. So that's by holding down V, so vertex snapping. And you can actually toggle it on and off up here as well. You see, it's just a shortcut for pressing that tool. So say if I wanted to target weld them together, so I wanted to weld them, these 2 edges of the same thing, I just want to show you that it actually wouldn't work because they're 2 separate pieces. You notice that's highlighted there. It won't let me weld them together because they're 2 separate cubes at the minute. So what we have to do here is combine them. So if I shift and then shift left click, there's actually a button here for combine, but can also be found in the mesh menu here. So we've got combine. Don't think there's actually a shortcut for that, so it's either use the tool here or the hotkey menu, which is combine as well. So let me just undo that and show you, just pay attention to the outliner there. Just pay attention here to what happens when I select them and press the combine button. They become 1 cube number 5. And it leaves behind a bit of rubbish that we don't need, so this is something you need to watch out for and clean up as you go along, because if you just carry on going, you'll forget kind of this happens. So this is where deleting the history comes into it. So we just want it to forget. We want these 2 cubes to forget they ever came from 1. So we just want it to believe it's always been 1 cube, if that makes sense. I'll bring up the history actually. It's called a polyunite there. So I'll delete history on that. And it forgets that happened. Those 2 weird group nodes go away. We're just left with that. For example, we can call it stairs now. Just again, I'll snap the pivots. Just do like a bigger duplicate now. A few other ways of doing this, a bit more precise, a bit more easy. But I think it's the best way to demonstrate as like a beginner. Just getting, it just really helps you get used to like moving stuff, the tools, moving around the scene. Kind of like the repetition of it's quite good for you to start with. just getting used to pivot snapping and things like that. So I'll press Control 1 again and see where I'm at. See, I don't need to make all the stairs, so like obviously the stairs will go right around the back and up. We're just going to make what the camera can see. See what we'll see through there. Basically, we'll just see the stairs popping out, from what I remember mine anyway. So you only see like 6 steps anyway. So there was one other little technique with the stairs I wanted to show you. Just quickly do it here. So an even quicker way is obviously snap the pivot again, and then do a shift duplicate, and let's snap it there. Then if I shift D, go on forever really quickly. I think that's the way I did it last time actually. That was just another quick way of doing loads of stairs at once. I'll just show you that again. So what I did there is, instead of Control D, if you do a Shift D for shift duplicate, and then I snapped it with the Vertex Snap, and then it just kind of does like an offset when you delete again. So you press Shift D again, and it'll just remember how many units you've moved it up, across, and down. And you can just duplicate it, and you just get loads there. That's another option. But obviously, you need to do all the other bit as well by deleting the faces, and then just so you can connect them easier and just combine them.